Hello guys, as we already know, Wargaming is going to add quite a few new premium tanks in one of the future patches. It might happen later on this year in a patch 095, or it might be in a patch 096 earlier next year. One thing though, it has been confirmed, it's not going to happen in a coming patch 094. Let's take a look at the Object 260, a new tier 10 Russian heavy premium tank. Now the funny thing is, you might have seen it already on the other video channels and the news, but since it was initially announced by Wargaming, they have changed the tank specs just a few days ago. So it's kind of good thing I didn't rush to make this video, so I can bring you the latest updates and information on this tank as we're going to see it in the game, if they don't change it again, of course. To me, this tank looks a bit like an IS-7 with an IS-4 turret mounted on it. Now the IS-7 was developed from 1945 until 1947, and what we see today in the game is the latest version of an IS-7 that is demonstrated in Tank Museum in Kubinka, Moscow today. Now this guy is an Object 260 model 1945, the earliest version of an IS-7, his older brother. It's not going to be available for sale in the premium store. This tank is going to be awarded for various missions. Could be clan missions, global map events, stronghold events, things like that. I doubt they will ever put it on the open sale, but with Wargaming you never know, so we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, let's take a look at the specs as they're currently known. The tank has 1200 horsepower engine with a weight of almost 71 ton. Power to weight ratio is 16.95 ton, acceptable for a heavy, and the maximum speed is announced to be 60 km an hour, which I doubt it will be ever able to reach. Unless going downhill, of course. Armor-wise, this tank is great. It has 150mm in the front and on the sides, with 70mm in the back. All this armor positioned at very good angles, as it is on the IS-7. The turret looks even stronger than an IS-7 one, with the incredible 350mm in the front and 240mm in the back. All of it nicely sloped, of course. Roof, however, is a different story. If on the IS-4 you only have a thin line of weak armor going just above the gun mask, the Object 260 has a roof with only 32mm of armor. Given the rule of 3 calibers, you won't see any ricochets from armor that thin, and I predict that to be the major weak point of this tank. The gun is 122mm BL-13-1. The developers have changed the specifications since the first announcement, and now it has 260mm penetration with a standard shell, 340 with a heat round, and 68mm pen with HE, with an average damage of 440 hit points. The DPM isn't bad at 2295 hit points per minute, and the rate of fire is 5.217 shots per minute. Not bad at all for a tier 10. Aiming time is 2.5 seconds and the accuracy is 0.36. The radio range is surprisingly low at 570 meters, but I guess in most cases that will be enough. Overall, given specs are quite good for a tier 10 heavy. It is a bit slower than an IS-7, and it has a weak roof, but otherwise, if you like to push lines, if you like to be active in a battle, side scrape and do all other crazy things, I think this tank is for you guys. I will definitely try to have this tank in my garage. Thank you for watching.